Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another monthly favorites video. Now I know some of you might be surprised that I just did a May and June favorites in the end of June, so why am I doing a July favorites again? Because in 2021, and I'm pretty sure I don't remember 2020 to be completely honest, but yeah, in 2021 for sure I've been doing monthly favorites like 2 months together, so like Jan and Feb, then March and April, May and June. But I decided to do a standalone favorites for the month of July. Because I had some products for the May and June version that I could not include in that video, and I did mention towards the end of that video that I will definitely make sure to talk about these products in another monthly favorites video, so I've included those products in today's video. But then I also have some products that I kind of discovered and like fell in love with end of June, and then for the like whole month of July and stuff as well. So I have those products to mention as well, and we already have like 7 things to talk about, so I was like, I don't want to wait for August and then like have 15 things to talk about. So I thought, you know what, let's just do a standalone July favorites, and then we'll do August and September, October and November, and then maybe none in December probably. I don't know how that's gonna go, but for now we have 7 products to talk about in this video, and because we have so much, I don't want to make the intro super duper long. So let's dive right into it and let's start talking about all the things that I've been loving. So starting with something that I actually discovered in the month of July, I'm pretty sure I started using it beginning of July, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's one that I did not think that, so I have my favorite sunscreens. Let me tell you, I'm talking about a sunscreen, and I have my favorite sunscreens. I have gone through and used a lot of different sunscreens, and most of them have worked for me for like some time, but then eventually I'm just like, you know what, I don't like this anymore, I don't want to use it anymore, and then I never go back to it, I never repurchase it. And there's just one, which was the Tricon sunscreen, which I feel has been a tried and true for a really long time, and I feel like it's going to continue to be a tried and true, hopefully, fingers crossed on that one. But recently the brand Derma-Co, which I was interested in, but when I saw a lot of their marketing and the way they do like even some of the videos that bloggers do in collaboration with them and stuff, I was just not happy with their marketing. And also a lot of their products have fragrance as well, which I've kind of been staying away from products with fragrance for the most part since the past 6 to 8 months. So for that reason, when the brand Derma-Co launched a fragrance-free sunscreen, and I was intrigued. Okay, I was intrigued. I knew that it was going to be a little bit more expensive as compared to other sunscreens I've used, because when you compare the value, you get 50 grams for 499 rupees. This is what the sunscreen looks like. I'm sure you've seen it. It's fragrance-free, and I saw a lot of people who have combination oily skin talking about it and mentioning that, like they had really good reviews to share basically. So that's what got me intrigued on this one. I got it, I started using it, and I fell in love with it to the point where I was using this every single day. And even though I had a tube of Tricon sunscreen in my backup like skincare stash, I had absolutely forgotten about it, and I had just fallen so much in love with the sunscreen that I was using it every single day. I've used it for more than 3 weeks at this point, and I know that this is one that is to stay. I can tell that I'm going to be out of this very very soon, because again, like I mentioned, it's only 50 grams, so it's not going to last you as long as a tube of 100 gram sunscreen would typically last you. So I know I'm going to be out of this very very soon, but I already know this is on my to repurchase list. So yeah, I have actually one more product from the Derma-Co that I am interested in. I recently saw it, I saw the ingredients list, and the brand did mention to me on their Instagram that that product is also fragrance free, but this is like clearly marketed as fragrance free. That one is not really clearly marketed as fragrance free, so I'm a little iffy on that one. But I will probably like buy that. I will probably buy that and also repurchase this one at the same time. So you can tell that this is one that I absolutely freakingly love. I know I didn't mention much of like the product texture and stuff, so this is more of a creamy lotiony texture, and it's one that okay, I'm sorry, something went on my phone, so I got distracted. I was saying this is a creamy lotiony texture, and it's one that applies kind of like a moisturizer and just blends into the skin. You will notice a little bit of an initial cast, a slight white cast, but I feel like eventually it does blend in completely. Though I will say that if you have a lot of facial hair, because some guys actually, by the way, if you know Let That Serum Sink In, I think that's what their Instagram is called, Rian and Raisa. So out of those two, Rayan actually did a like video on Instagram, like on the fade, kind of like talking about this one, and he mentioned that around his beard it kind of fills up. So if you have facial hair, then I'm not sure this is like the perfect one to go for. I do have a little peach fuzz, and I don't do my upper lips regularly, to be very honest, but I don't notice that much. Like, I can't compare a full on beard to like a little bit of peach fuzz and facial hair. So depending on your gender and depending on how much of facial hair you have, I'm not completely sure how good this might be on you, but personally I love this. It has a touch white cast in the beginning, but eventually it completely blends in, and I just love the texture. I do want to do like a demo post of me, like, showing you how I apply this on my skin. I've done it on stories, so if you've watched the story then you've seen it, but I do want to do one on my feed as well, so I will hopefully do that soon. Moving on, again, we've been talking about like one product for 6 minutes, so let's quickly move on and talk about some things that have not really worked out really great for me. And we have two shampoos right here. The first one is the Faith in Nature Rosemary shampoo. This is a balancing shampoo for normal to oily hair. And then I also have the Garnier Ultra Blends Nourishing Shine shampoo. This one has henna and blackberry. That is the variant that this is. So let me talk about both of them quickly and tell you why they did not work for my hair. So the Faith in Nature one is one that I've seen a lot of bloggers again talk about, and it is like the no SLS, no parabens kind of shampoo, and I think that is the main reason why this one did not work that great for me. So this one has a very runny texture, but I feel like I need to use a lot of product to wash my whole hair, which is my scalp, and you can see how long my hair is. So I need a lot of product to wash my hair when I'm using this shampoo, because it doesn't lather like regular shampoos with SLS too. So for that reason I feel like even though this is a ginormous bottle, it's 400 ml I believe, it's still not enough for me personally, because I'm using a ton of product. By the way, I have used it up completely as well. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I've completely used this one up. It was in my empties bin, but I got it out for this video, and you will probably not see this in my now that I'm talking about it in this video, you probably won't see it in my empties. I'll just toss it after this video. And when I say toss it, I mean put it in my bag where I put all my like plastic containers that I want to recycle. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent. So like I was saying, I need a lot of product when I'm using it, and I typically like my scalp to be really well cleansed, because I've noticed that when my scalp is really well cleansed, my hair has a little bit more volume. Today is third day hair with the dry shampoo, so whatever you're seeing, I did put in the Batiste dry shampoo, but it was still not good enough to where I could keep my hair open. So it's in a ponytail. But yeah, I need my hair to have a good enough like amount of volume, like at least a little bit of volume around the roots. Otherwise, my hair, it's just not a good hair day. And with this one, I don't have good hair days. Like every single time I washed my hair with this, just because I wanted to use it up, I've never had a good hair day ever, and I've used up the whole bottle. So that tells me that this is not the product for me. I know again a lot of bloggers really like this and they rave about it. So if you are someone for whom non-SLS or SLES shampoos work, then maybe you could give this a shot. I need deep cleansing and this does not do it for me. Kind of similar situation with this one as well. By the way, this is more of like a watery texture when it comes to shampoo. This one was a little bit more of a gel texture. This is the Garnier Ultra Blends, again, Nourishing Shine shampoo with henna and blackberry. So the first time I used it, I kind of noticed a slightly different scent that I was not the biggest fan of, but eventually I kind of got used to it. So I can't complain that the scent is really that bad, because eventually I just got used to it. It says it's for dry, dull, lifeless hair, and it's supposed to give your hair a lot of shine. I don't agree with that, but I don't blame the product for it, because I don't think any shampoo is supposed to make your hair shiny. I don't think that's how it works. Even if it does work that way, I have color treated hair that has been colored I want to say 1.5 years ago at this point. So Feb 2020 is when I colored my hair. If you can tell, the color is, I mean, you can tell it's been colored, but you can't really see much of it. Any which ways, that's why my hair looks the way it looks, and I don't expect shine or anything like that. I just wanted a really good, shampoo that cleanses my hair and that works for my hair. This one, does it have SLS and SLES? Yeah, it does have SLS. It's the second ingredient on the list, but I still feel like the surfactants in this were not great, even though it was a gel based shampoo. And by the way, with this one, and also with this one, like when I was using these, I also noticed a lot of hair fall, like crazy amount of hair fall. And I don't know if it was the shampoo or if it was just my hair that was not doing well. Like a lot of times hair fall is also attributed to internal issues that are going on in your body can also cause a lot of hair fall. So that's why I don't want to completely attribute the hair fall part to this shampoo or any other shampoo in particular, but I would just say that if you have been using this and you've been noticing hair fall as well, then it might be that the shampoo is causing it. But then again, I don't want to blame it completely. I don't want to make a statement, but yeah, overall, again, this one also, I feel like I never had a good hair day. Like my hair never had a good hair day, or even I never had a good hair day when I was using this one or this one. So these two are fails for me personally. I have been using another Garnier shampoo which is currently in my shower, which is not as bad as this, but it's not as good as Tresemme either. So I'm kind of iffy about that one as well. But that's where we are when it comes to shampoos as of late. But moving on to a hair care product that I've actually been enjoying so much that it's my mom's, which I stole. So the story is I gifted it to her on her birthday, but then I really wanted to try it out for myself as well. And I stole it from her a couple of times. I used it and I loved it so much that I continued stealing it from her every single time. And that is the Earth Rhythm Hair Condish leave-in curl conditioning formula. This is supposed to be for curly hair. I clearly don't have curly hair. Like, this is my natural hair texture. It's pretty much like slightly wavy, slightly straight, but it's straight for the most part. There is no amount of curl to my hair, but this product still works really great for me as a leave-in conditioner. So I've recently been noticing that hair serums haven't really been doing it for me anymore, and that for that reason I want a slightly more nourishing hair conditioner, and that's why I stole this from her in the first place. And I've been really loving it. It's got some great ingredients like quinoa protein, black Jamaican castor oil. It's supposed to strengthen the hair, restore shine, frizz control, and soften dry hair. I agree with the soften dry hair part. I don't agree with the frizz part. Restore shine, I'm like and strengthens, again, I'm not sure because I still have been getting hair fall. So I don't know if strengthen necessarily means that, or does it mean like it just strengthens the bonds in your hair. I don't know, but I really love this product. I will say though that it's 1500 for how many ml is this? 200 ml. And again, it's both of us who've been using this, and we're going to be out of this very soon. So I would personally recommend that get like 2 bottles of this, or maybe get this with something else during the Earth Rhythm buy one get one free sales. Like, those are the best sales to get Earth Rhythm products, because even though they're great products, but they are a little bit more mid-range to like expensive. Like the face concentrates and like some of the other skincare products are about $1,000, and then their moisturizers and some of their serums are between the 500 and $1,000 price range. So I would definitely say that the products are mid-range to expensive. So if you can get like 2 products for the price of one, that is when you should be buying them. So for that reason, I actually wanted to get this during the buy one get one free sale, but all of their hair conditioners were out of stock. And there's also one more like gel variant leave-in conditioner which I'm also planning on getting. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated on how my experience has been working with this, but I can tell you it's a great product, one that I definitely I look forward to repurchasing this one when it comes back in stock and I can get it at a good offer. Definitely would not pay 1500 for it, I will say that. Moving on next to, let's move back to face care. I have 2 moisturizers, 1 chemical exfoliator, and then we're done with the video. For the first moisturizer rather, I have the Suisse I don't know how to say the name of the brand, but Suisse Skincare Manuka Honey Glow Boosting Moisturizer. This one has stabilized vitamin C and grapeseed oil. The stabilized vitamin C in this is sodium ascorbyl phosphate, so that's SAP. And this one, by the way, I don't want to mention one thing. It says that it does leave out harmful chemicals and preservatives. I don't really care about the harmful chemicals part, but when it said that it doesn't include harmful preservatives, I was like, do you have any preservatives in this? Because if it's a non, like, if the product doesn't have preservatives, that kind of makes me concerned, because that means that I will run out of this very, very soon. No, rather, I will not run out for very, very soon. What was I trying to say? I will not have it for very, very long, because if it goes bad, I'm going to eventually have to toss it away. And this is a huge bottle. It's going to take me a long time to use it up. So if there are no preservatives and it goes bad soon, I'm just like, I'm putting my money down the drain. Like, why am I even buying it then? So I actually googled every single ingredient on this list, and it has two preservatives. I think one of them was sodium citrate and the other one was benzyl alcohol, I'm pretty sure, which again, benzyl alcohol is not a harmful alcohol, but yeah, I did research all the ingredients and I'm pretty sure those were the two preservatives that are in it. And it does have natural fragrance, by the way, so I am assuming that it is from some sort of like the fruit extracts, etc., that are in it. Or it might even be like, I don't see an essential oil on the ingredients list, but again, that's just me being very picky about the ingredients. If you just care about why I got it and like the aesthetic elements of the product, like how the texture is, how it feels, how it gets absorbed into the skin, let's talk about that. So the reason why I got this is because I'm kind of looking for moisturizers that have active ingredients in them, and I'll talk about one more moisturizer, like the next one I'm going to talk about also has active ingredients. So that's a common theme you will notice with some of the moisturizers that I buy and use from now on. This one I got from the vitamin C, like antioxidant benefits. Vitamin C not for brightening the skin or like dealing with hyperpigmentation and stuff, but just it's an antioxidant. It's going to like work well together with sunscreen when you use it in the morning, and I want that antioxidant boost and protection, so that's why I wanted a moisturizer with vitamin C, and that's the reason why I got it. I would personally say that I really like the consistency, though I do want to say one thing, that when you use this, don't go ham with it. Like, even when you start getting like the pump working, try to be like really mindful with how much product you're taking, because this is something that even one pump is too much. I think the first 1 or 2 days that I was using it, I used a whole pump, and it took me a long time to blend in the product because I was just using too much product. Like, the dispenser of this, like the pump dispenses way too much product. So take half a pump. That is what I have been doing since I discovered that one pump is too much, and that's why I will say that this product is going to last you a long time, because it's 115 grams and I'm just using like half a pump of this. So I can clearly see that I've used around this much product. Yeah, around this much, and I still have like this much left. So this one is going to last me a long time, probably the rest of the year. So even though it's expensive, but keep in mind the quantity and for how long it's going to last you. I will let you know how many months this lasts me with regular usage. That is one thing that I think is great. The other thing that is great is the texture and the finish. I think that this will be great for all skin types pretty much, even though it says it's for normal skin. I would say that when you apply it, it requires some initial blending, but once it sets in, it sets into a pretty skin-like finish. You don't notice too much glow, too much dew, which I am not the biggest fan of, because again, I have more oily skin, and my skin leans a little bit more oily also when I step out, because I live in humid Mumbai, and it's also currently the rainy season, so keeping that in mind as well. So this leaves behind a very skin-like satin matte finish. It's not like a matte finish, but it's a satin matte finish, which I do really like and enjoy with this one as well. So yeah, I've been really loving it, and I will continue using it. You will probably see this in my next morning skincare routine. So yeah, that was that. Moving on to the other moisturizer that I also have, which I think is going to be the last product, and the exfoliant I might not talk about in this video, even though I want to, because this video is getting really long. So the last product we're going to talk about is the Plum Green Tea Oil Free Moisturizer, fragrance free. I am so happy that Plum came out with a moisturizer, a reformulated, I don't know if it's reformulated or if it's just added to the green tea range. They did have a daytime moisturizer already in their existing green tea range. I don't know if they still have it, or they might have discontinued it and then they launched this one. But anyways, they launched a fragrance free moisturizer, which I'm so happy about. And if I'm being completely honest, when I tried this for the first time, I was so happy with the consistency, majorly because this is what I wanted their original moisturizer to be like. but it wasn't. That is more of like, that one was more of a lotiony consistency. This one is more of a gel consistency, which I really enjoy. This is like a burst of water gel formulation on the skin. It's so beautiful to apply on top of your skin, blends into the skin like within seconds, which I again love. So if you have oily combination skin, you will love it. And when I talk about ingredients, what I love about this is that it also has niacinamide in it. I don't know what the percentage of niacinamide is. It doesn't say that anywhere on the ingredient list or like the packaging. I mean, of course I see niacinamide on the ingredient list, but it doesn't have the percentage of niacinamide anywhere. By the way, this also has salic alba, which is willow bark extract, and that is basically what BHA is derived from. So they do have that as well. So if you have oily acne prone skin, you will love the willow bark extract in this. And then they have green tea leaf extract, kakadu plum, which is kind of like what vitamin C is also derived from. Like vitamin C is derived from kakadu plum. In certain serums like the Dot & Key vitamin C serum, they also have sodium hyaluronate. So yeah, this basically has all your top active ingredients that you would love to have in one product. And I'm actually very happy and surprised to see that this has vitamin C. Like, in a way, it's vitamin C and niacinamide and salicylic acid, so a lot of active ingredients all packed in together in one moisturizer. So that is great and amazing. And again, majorly I love this for the whole textural elegance, lightweight, great on the skin, great daytime moisturizer. I would not use this in the nighttime. I don't think it's enough. But yeah, this is one that you should probably get used to me talking and raving about, just like I do with the Urge Rhythm moisturizers, because this one is here to stay for a long time. Like, even though it's a smaller size, and I will go through this quick, but I will definitely repurchase multiple bottles. So yeah, that was that. Those were all the products that I had to talk about. Again, like I mentioned, I have one more which I will probably carry forward on to a future favorites video. But yeah, those are all the products. That is all the products I had to talk about. I will list and link everything down below. I'll also have timestamps because I'm sure you're going to need them. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.